It took this band forever to release an album, kind of like how it took me forever to do a review for it. This one's for you, Mondo Sleezo. Animated Dead and their album Tombs of Carnage from 2013. I've listened to this album more times than I can remember. I didn't know quite how to approach it, in a review form that is, so here we go. There isn't much information about this band out there. It's not like it's a Cannibal Corpse or a Deicide, but they came about in 1990, taking influences from bands such as Morbid Angel, Napalm Death, Suffocation, Malevolent Creation, Possessed, Sodom, Creator, etc., etc., and they made a really unique sound. They sold out of their first demo, Animation of the Dead, and were popular in the underground metal crowd. But, unfortunately, they parted ways in 1994, and then thankfully reformed in 2001, and are still going strong to this day. Lineup changes were abound. Joe Hoffman, who was the bass player, who did come back to record the album, Chris Benek, and Todd, both guitar players, were all past members of the now three-man band, including the Riggle brothers, Jeff and Spence, as well as Joe Hoffman, who had returned. Eventually, they created their first full-length album, Tombs of Carnage, in 2013. It was a near 25-year struggle, but Animated Dead finally got the chance to show the album-loving world what they are made of, and let's see how they did. It's a really death grind metal style, which was really emerging back in the late 80s with bands like Carcass and Terrorizer and Repulsion, and many others. This took a more technical approach, much like the, as before mentioned, Suffocation and even Napalm Death to some degree. I haven't really listened to too much Napalm Death, but from what I've heard, it sounds kind of like a technical punk metal. But that's just the early stuff. The pacing is quick and relentless, with an only 28 minutes runtime. The songs may appear to be short. Songs like Zombie have this weird fade-out transition that's kind of took me out of it. It's still a kick-butt song, though, so I forgive it. Also, the album artwork is, while a bit crude, it still symbolizes what the band is trying to say, and that works really well. Also, movie audio clips are implemented in the beginnings and endings of the songs. They did well and are aplenty. I think they go well with the themes of each song they encompass. It's got a muddy, dirty style that worked in the late 80s and early 90s, and it is welcomed now. I love the production of this album. For the vocals, Spence Riggle has a low, guttural growl, which is my preferred style of vocal. I would try it, but then the microphone would pop and you wouldn't be able to make it out. So I can't do it with a microphone, maybe later. He does sometimes go a bit higher in range, but it never detracts from his overall goal, to growl. It is a unique growl for sure. It can sometimes sound a bit dry, but then a wet slap on the behind reminds you that he can go low. The guitar, bass, and drum work at times can sound like a wall of noise. At first, that's how I perceived it. However, as time went on and I listened to the album more and more, I began hearing the unique craftsmanship. There are some points in songs that almost give you a slow, sludgy sound, and it's monstrously heavy. Especially in songs like Pathetic. The guitars are fast and energetic. The drums are insanity in the most insane way possible, and the bass even has a solo or two from what I remember, which really helps to distinguish it from that wall of sound angle that it starts off with. My favorite songs are, well, my top 4 are Tombs of Carnage, number 3 is Disembowel, number 2 is Parasitic, and number 1 is Pathetic. It's just a slow, heavy song that is catchy as all heck. This is an insane album that took forever to get released, which is a crying shame. It's almost as sad as how long it took me to do this review. Sorry, Mondo Slizo, I do apologize for taking forever. Mondo sent me this album to review a long while ago, and I finally did it. Hoorays for everyone! If you like old school death grind, then definitely check this beast out. You will not be disappointed. Overall, I give Animated Dead's Tomb of Carnage a 3.5 out of 5. Thank you all for watching, and make sure to subscribe.